The question every Browns fan is asking, why won't Kevin Stefanski give Shedeur Sanders a shot? The offense can't score, the quarterback room's a mess, and the one guy with the energy and leadership is stuck on the sideline. Getting ridiculous. At this point, in my opinion, I'm believing Kevin 100% do not believe or even like Shedeur. That's why he's doing it, and it looks like he's making it personal. I don't know why he's making it personal, but it seems like he is making not playing Shedeur a personal thing and not a logical coaching move to help.
Even though Robert Griffin III, RG3, has a point, there's also some truth to what Coach Stefanski is doing. I'm gonna make my point there, then I'm gonna come back. Coach Stefanski knows that it's going to take time.
That's true.
You have to have grace with growth. When you have a situation that you have in Cleveland where you traded your veteran quarterback, now you're forced to be in this situation where you have.
Cam Newton just dropped a straight-up bombshell, and Cleveland might need more than a fire extinguisher for this one. Apparently, Kevin Stefanski's quarterback vision is blurrier than a 2016 Snapchat filter. After all this time, he still can't seem to pick the right QB.
It seems personal. It might not be personal for Kevin Stefanski, but it appears personal. And it's one of those situations where it's like, Kevin Stefanski, we don't care what you're telling us because your actions speak so loud, we can't even hear what you're saying. Your actions speak crazy loud. Like, if Shedeur Sanders was favored in your eyes, one, you'd speak better than saying, that's not my focus. What the hell you mean it's not your focus? Roster construction is your focus. The backup quarterback is your focus. Backups on the roster are your focus. Everything that dictates who plays in the game on Sunday, Kevin Stefanski, that should be your focus. How can it not be your focus? Furthermore, 2-5. Stefanski knew he was going to get asked this question.
And now Cam's stirring the pot, saying the Browns' future might already be circling the drain before Shedeur Sanders even gets his real shot. Oh, this one's messy. Buckle up, because things are about to get real awkward in Cleveland. If you're enjoying this, hit subscribe. It helps more than you think. Cleveland's entered full football denial mode, that phase where everyone swears there's a master plan, but nobody can actually explain it. And now Cam Newton, of all people, just held up the mirror and said what the whole fan base has been whispering. The Browns' so-called quarterback strategy? It doesn't look like a vision. It looks like a last-minute group project powered by bad coffee and blind optimism. After years of heartbreak, short-lived trades, and promises that never stick, Kevin Stefanski still can't seem to pick a quarterback to save his headset. It's like he's standing at the door marked franchise QB, watching names rotate in and out while muttering something about trusting the process. He didn't even have to shout it. Cam just painted the whole picture. Stefanski's trapped between trying to look patient and not wanting to be remembered as the coach who turned patience into unemployment.
When they come and say things about Shedeur Sanders, all you have to do is say, look, I get it. Shedeur has a very, big personality and he's known globally, right? But I know Shedeur Sanders as a person, and as what I see here. He works hard, he's intelligent, he puts the work in, he's humble, he's a great teammate. And all of those things, I hope you guys get an opportunity to see that eventually when he gets on the field. And guess what? It would diffuse all bad articles and people would go away. But since you won't say his name, the vulture.
The man's walking a tightrope while juggling footballs and job security, hoping no one notices that the rope's already fraying. And here's the thing. Cam isn't wrong. Stefanski's issue isn't that he's lost. It's that he's too careful. He keeps giving his quarterbacks all this space to develop, which sounds poetic until you realize it means sitting through 3/4 of missed throws and pretending it's part of a growth journey. This isn't a TED Talk. It's the NFL. The Browns traded away their veteran safety net, and now the strategy looks like hope for the best and act busy. Stefanski's personal motto might as well be, it's your team until it's not. That pep talk only works until the scoreboard starts looking like a math test nobody studied for. Cam's logic hits hard. Grace is nice, but losing gets loud. You can't keep preaching patience in a city that breaks out in hives at the mention of a winning streak. And the longer Stefanski waits, the louder that ticking sound gets. What started as a soft reminder is turning into a countdown clock strapped to his coaching career. Because let's be honest, how long can you say we're figuring it out before the fans figure out you're not? At some point, Cleveland's going to stop listening to speeches and start demanding results. We're rebuilding is starting to sound a lot like, we're just bad, but now there's paperwork. And somewhere in that chaos sits Shedeur Sanders, quietly waiting in the shadows like the plot twist everyone knows is coming.
To the quarterback after, only 9 points are scored and how the quarterback did. Can you just address, and especially because of your situation with Shedeur and so many people clamoring for him and wanting to see him, do you have thoughts on how the offensive problems are run much deeper right now than quarterback, and that switching out the quarterback might not solve what you have going on here?
Yeah, I think just the big focus for us, Mary Kay, is we have to be better in all areas, players, coaches, you name it. Obviously, Dylan is in his second start.
He hasn't even taken a single snap in Cleveland, but somehow his name's already floating around every conversation. Cam Newton just threw gasoline on the gossip fire, basically saying, hey, you're losing anyway. Might as well see what you got. And honestly, it's hard to disagree. If the current quarterback situation keeps looking like a car stuck in neutral, what's the real risk? Another loss? Please. Losing is practically Cleveland's love language. Even Bailey Zapp's name is popping up now, and that tells you everything. When the backup's backup starts trending, it's no longer a plan. It's panic, disguised as a strategy. The Browns look like contestants on a cooking show who somehow managed to burn water, but the head chef keeps saying, the recipe's fine. Meanwhile, Stefanski's busy guarding his starters' confidence like it's top secret, but the rest of the league's already moving on. Cool story, bro. Let us know when that confidence starts putting points on the board. Cleveland fans don't want speeches about growth or trusting the process. They want results, or at least something that looks like results. But here's where it gets wild. Stefanski's problem might not even be about picking the right quarterback anymore. It's about who he's aligned with.
Knows that the worst thing that you could do is alter a person's confidence by putting that person on a short leash.
Yeah.
What he's trying to do is give all grace to say, hey, this is your team. This is your job to lose, right? Mm-hmm. But here's my question to Coach Stefanski. How long are you willing to wait? Because if we keep losing games, what are we really doing?
Yeah.
Because for sake of conversation, it ain't like Shedeur Sanders or Bailey Zappi can do any worse. Y'all still losing.
Yeah.
Word around the league is that Stefanski shares the same agent as a few college coaches with old ties to Dylan Gabriel. And suddenly it's feeling like an episode of NFL Conspiracy Files. Now the whispers are flying. Is Stefanski loyal to his system or to his network? Because if you're picking quarterbacks based on who your agent likes, that's not strategy. That's networking with shoulder pads. Maybe Cleveland's playbook should come with a LinkedIn login instead of a play sheet. But jokes aside, that rumor opens up a real question. Are these football decisions or career insurance policies? Because when a coach starts picking quarterbacks that make his agent happy, it's no longer a team. It's a PR agency wearing helmets. Cam's message cuts deeper than gossip. Stefanski's problem isn't just bad QB choices. It's pretending any quarterback could actually thrive in that chaos of an offense.
Over my dead body will Shedeur get a shot. This is all-time shameful on the part of Kevin Stefanski. He won't even speak Shedeur's name in these interview sessions. There's just a principle involved here where at least you acknowledge that by default, Flacco is now gone. Shedeur moved up a slot. He's second on the depth chart. This was Kevin Stefanski pretty much declaring public war on Shedeur. I guarantee you Bailey Zappi is now, and they're not putting it up on the website. I guarantee he'll dress at Pittsburgh and he will be second in command at that position. This is Kevin Stefanski showing you once and for all, I didn't want to draft him. I don't like his attitude. And above all, he fears.
You could put Shedeur, Bailey, or even Prime Peyton in that lineup and they'd still be throwing to ghosts. Nobody's catching, nobody's blocking. And half the time they look confused about which direction the end zone's in. This isn't just bad quarterbacking, it's bad football. Sure, grace and growth sound poetic, but the scoreboard doesn't track moral victories. You can't keep preaching patience while fans keep paying for heartbreak. The real comedy in Cleveland isn't on late night TV, it's on Sundays. Somehow this team keeps turning potential into purgatory. Every season kicks off with hope and hype, and every season ends the same way. Press conferences full of recycled optimism and phrases fans have heard for 5 straight years. It's like watching a romantic comedy that never gets to the happy ending. All set up, no payoff. Stefanski keeps saying he's building something. which would make sense if anyone had a clue what that something actually is. From the outside, it looks like he's been shuffling the same puzzle pieces for years and still hasn't noticed they're from two completely different boxes.
We seen this in training camp, man. He was overthrowing, throwing interceptions, and not reading the defense in training camp. So like I said, I'm thinking it's more personal with Kevin now, not to play Shedeur. You sit here and gotta pick a player in the 3rd round when he projected the 4th, the 5th, the 6th round, and then you had a player projected to be in the 1st round, and you draft him in the 5th round. You gotta prove that Dylan Gabriel, all that talk you said, is your guy.
And there's something tragically poetic about it. Every game feels like another second ticking away on his coaching clock. The irony? Stefanski built an offense meant to control everything: tempo, rhythm, possession. Yet he's slowly losing control of everything that matters. When Cam Newton said that ticking sound might be a bomb, you could almost see the smoke rising from Cleveland's sideline. Because once those fans turn on you, it's a wrap, no second chances. Cleveland's crowd has the patience of a microwave. They'll chant your name on Sunday and want you fired by Monday. So Stefanski's stuck, too cautious to make a bold move, too nervous to risk his own seat. He's babysitting his quarterback's confidence while his job security's vanishing faster than free beer at a tailgate. Meanwhile, inside that locker room, the players are probably asking the same question everyone else is. When's the change coming? And if it's not the quarterback, then maybe it's the coach. Because when Cam dropped that subtle line, maybe it's not just the quarterback that needs replacing, pardon. Everyone felt it. Maybe the issue isn't just under center.
Stefanski full of shit. That's the type of coach that you talk about instilling confidence into your players. How you think that makes Shedeur feel? I don't know who the backup is. Yeah. You got to be kidding me. You really gonna bring up Bailey Zappi from the practice squad and make him the backup over me and I've been on the active roster? Either Kevin Stefanski thinks Shedeur Sanders is Magic City parking lot, straight ass, or he just don't like him. This is the perfect example of take all your confidence away from a player. He must got some pictures or some evidence on Jimmy Haslam. Like, I've never seen anything like this. I don't know who the backup is. Bro, listen, players in the locker room that like Shedeur off of that comment, they don't mess with Kevin Stefanski. They don't fuck, because you are real.
Maybe it's in the playbook or even higher up. But here's the cruel truth. Cleveland isn't exactly a dream destination for rising stars right now. That offense doesn't scream quarterback heaven, it screams career hazard. It's not about arm strength or swagger. It's about a system that seems allergic to momentum. And that's what Stefanski doesn't seem to get. You can't keep auditioning quarterbacks for a broken system. It's like swapping drivers when the car doesn't have wheels. At some point, you have to admit the problem isn't behind the wheel, it's under the hood. Right now, Cleveland's offense looks like a talented group of strangers who never actually met each other. The receivers run one direction, the quarterback throws another, and the O-line's out there performing interpretive dance. Every drive feels like a blooper reel being filmed live on national TV. Fans see it, analysts see it, even opponents see it, and they're loving every second of it. The Browns' play calling has become the NFL's most chaotic form of free entertainment.
He likes him. Because every chance he gets, he shows it. Well, coach, you guys are getting your ass kicked. You don't want to put your backups in? That's not my focus right now. When it comes to Shedeur, like, he gets serious. I was tripping for a little bit. So I said, let me watch his other interviews. And his other interviews about other questions about other players, it don't be like that. And I'm trying to think, okay, so you got a rookie quarterback, right, that everybody keeps talking about. If you don't think the brother's that good, let him go out there and show it. But I think he's scared that if Shedeur goes out there and looks good, he might not look like he knows what he's doing. Because why you been ain't play this young quarterback? See, the problem, you can't break him. Right. I talked to Shedeur. I know how you can't.
It's like watching someone keep microwaving a frozen pizza and acting shocked every time it's still cold in the middle. But let's not get it twisted. Cam's not roasting for clout. He's making a point. Under all that humor, he's holding up a giant flashing sign that says, fix this before it's too late. Because if Stefanski keeps riding this slow train of mediocrity, it's not just going off the rails. It's going to crash spectacularly and probably in prime time. That ticking sound echoing through Cleveland isn't just pressure. It's accountability, and it's getting louder by the week. Every incomplete pass, every wasted drive, every we'll get 'em next time just adds another beat to the countdown. Cleveland starts every year full of hope, then spirals into frustration, blames the quarterback, swaps the quarterback, still loses, then blames the coach, swaps the coach. Rinse and repeat. It's like an endless sitcom with no season finale, just reruns of pain. Cam Newton's little expose didn't uncover some secret scandal. It just said out loud what everyone's been politely ignoring.
Can we stop asking these questions? Y'all know this man don't want to play Shedeur.
You know that.
people, we know that. And people, I see people, in the chat, not in the chat, but just in general, when we talk about the Cleveland Browns, they talk about, damn, what's the word? When they don't like someone and they doing them wrong. I forgot the word to use. But listen, we already know what the play was. They didn't want him.
Stefanski's out here playing chess in a room full of people who barely understand checkers. He's thinking long-term strategy while the scoreboard's screaming short-term failure. And maybe that's the saddest part. You can tell Stefanski means well. You can tell he believes in his system. But belief doesn't buy you time in this league. Wins do. Right now, the Browns' record doesn't reflect faith. It reflects confusion. Every "we'll fix it" speech just makes the silence afterward hit even harder. Cam's words hit deeper because they're coming from someone who knows the quarterback grind firsthand. He understands confidence, patience, and that razor-thin line between development and disaster. And his warning for Stefanski couldn't be clearer. If you keep being friendly with failure, it'll start feeling like home. The cruel part? They'll probably figure it out someday. Just not like this. Because every time you think Cleveland's hit rock bottom, they grab a shovel and start digging. It's almost impressive. A franchise so committed to chaos, even time looks scared to move forward. Every season, it's the same story. New hope, same heartbreak. And now, thanks to Cam's comments, someone finally said the quiet part out loud.
If y'all don't understand that Shedeur Sanders is being racially profiled, you know what I'm saying, in the NFL, then you don't understand. Kevin Stefanski is definitely trying to make sure this man's career does not flourish. He don't, how Dylan Gabriel as a QB2 got first team reps and everything. Shedeur, he's QB2 and you don't give it to him. Like everything that somebody got to step in. Something has to be done. Browns fans, y'all need to boycott Cleveland, the football team.
Once he said it, it stopped being gossip and became reality. Suddenly, everyone's watching Stefanski like he's a contestant on a survival show, waiting to see which bad decision gets him voted off next. And when it happens, it's never quiet. It comes with headlines, locker room leaks, and that awkward Monday press conference where everyone suddenly starts talking about fresh direction. You know the one. The coach looks exhausted, the owner says, "We believe in the future," and the fans roll their eyes because they've heard it all before. So maybe Cam wasn't trying to embarrass Stefanski. Maybe, just maybe, he was throwing him a lifeline. Because sometimes the only way to save your job is to stop protecting it. Cleveland doesn't need more clever explanations. They need execution. They don't need another sermon about trusting the process. They need proof that the process actually works. Until then, it doesn't matter who lines up under center. Shedeur Sanders, Bailey Zapp, or even an unsuspecting fan from Section 112. They're all just passengers on a ship that's still taking on water. And if Stefanski doesn't plug those holes soon, that ticking sound won't be signaling the next drive. It'll be signaling the end. Because in Cleveland, the difference between patience and purgatory is just one more loss away. And if Cam Newton's right, and history suggests he is, that ticking sound everyone keeps hearing in Cleveland isn't hope. It's a countdown. So what do you think, Cleveland? Is this finally the year the Browns stop repeating history? Or are we watching the same storm on a different Sunday? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you're riding with Team Truth because this saga is just getting started.